Okay, after doing a little body putty to fill in some gouges and stuff along the edges, I've got her primed a little bit. Got to put it on a couple more coats. So that's next stage. I'm using the Duplicolor because it's an acrylic lacquer and it goes on nice and smooth. I've always found that easy to paint with. The other thing that I like really well about it is the fan spray tip. It's not like Krylon that just has the big nozzle. This gives you a much finer control and it'll lay on a lot smoother. So the next important thing is when you put your color and your clear coat on, make sure it's the same kind of paint. You can't mix enamel and lacquer, so be sure that you keep the same kind of paint, all acrylic, lacquer, or whatever like that. And that'll sure help you get a better paint job. So next step in a little while. This is the putty that I use to fill in small dings and deep scratches and stuff. It's pretty simple. You just apply a very thin layer with a spatula like that, a little spreader, and it doesn't take very much, and then you just sand it off. I used 180 and then 600 to polish everything out, and then got the primer put on there. Okay, hi guys. So after 5 or 6 coats of primer and about 1.5 hours wait time for sanding, we went ahead and color sanded. You want to be sure you use that pad, especially on the flatter surfaces, because it will continue to make a flatter and flatter surface so you don't have a bunch of waves in it. I'll show you some close-up stuff here. Along the edges you've got to be really careful because you can see how easy it is to burn through the primer, and like some little stuff right there. You need to stop immediately whenever you get to a point like that, and that's with just very little sanding. The proper sanding motion, when you're doing raw wood, you always want to go with the grain, never against the grain, but always with the grain. Once you get to the primer state, you want to do an X pattern like this and like this, because that cross hatches and cuts your surface down and makes it nice and even. You don't have unfinished spots. Along these rounded edges, I just take the sandpaper and kind of roll across like this, and then like this, and that also continues that X pattern. This was with about 1500 grit. If you don't sand this, your paint turns out fuzzy and you have a bunch of rough spots and different things that are just really hard to hide. So we're at a point now to where I just need to let her cure probably overnight, and we'll run some more paint. I'll double check everything and make sure it looks good, but anyway, making some nice progress.